Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights. Cheers. And let's talk deviled eggs. Deviled eggs. It's such a popular item or popular item on the menu. At barbecues, at parties, it's a wonderful hors d'oeuvre, and everybody loves it. And there's so many varieties, so many different ways that you can make a devil egg. There's so many flavors you can add to it, it's awesome. It's just a fantastic. Yeah, and it's a simple, easy recipe to put together, but there are some glitches which could throw you off at certain times, like boiling the eggs, um, peeling the eggs, um, slicing them and getting the yolk out of the white. These are little things that can mess you up, that can go wrong. You can get an egg. You boil your water. Make sure your water comes to a roaring boil before you put the eggs in there. And you can, well, water is going to be boiling, so you can use maybe a spider or a spoon and just put them in, slowly, individually, and don't get yourself burnt. But the water should be at a roaring boil, and you boil those eggs for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Put a timer on and just make sure you get a 10 minute. Once you're finished with the 10-minute boiling, you will transfer them, pour that boiling water off, or transfer them to an ice bath. So let's back up a little. The water that you're going to boil your eggs in order to make an easy peel, that the shell comes off easily, and not damage the white, because you want that the presentation has to be, really stellar, and you don't want any breaks on the whites, and any pieces coming off, or anything like that. So what would help with that? Salt and some vinegar. Some salt, about a teaspoon of salt in that water. If you're doing, maybe if you're doing like 8 or 10 eggs, I'm going to be doing 8. I put like a teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of vinegar in the water. And have like maybe 2 liters of water. The water should be at least 1 inch above the eggs. Once you shock your eggs in the ice bath, and they're nice and chilled, and you can peel them, you peel the shell off. You place them in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes or so. That firms up, and that keeps the yolk nice and firm, keeps the egg nice and firm. So when you're ready to work with it, it doesn't really sag or fall apart or something like that. So 30 minutes, or even if you have an hour, you just leave it in there. Leave it in your refrigerator and let it get a nice chill. Okay, so let's move over to these ingredients and let's talk about flavors and what we're going to put in that deviled egg. So, hello again. We just spoke over there, right? Uh, so, here are my ingredients for the easy, the simple, awesome deviled eggs. Obviously, you need some eggs. I'm doing 8 eggs, right? I'm going to be using a little bit of relish, a tablespoon of relish. Green onions. I'm going to use a little group green onions. This is the green part I just separated, and this is the white I'm going to mix in there. And my secret ingredient, This is a dry rub that I put together. You can use a dry rub or you can use a Cajun seasoning. You're gonna also, if you want a smoky kind of flavor to it, you can use a smoked paprika and all. This I have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I don't like it too runny, so I don't know, I may not use all of that. And some sour cream. Another trick that I use, that to make it nice and smooth. So we're gonna put all these ingredients together. I'm not using any salt right now, but I'm gonna taste it. But I have my tagine right here, which I will, if I do need some salt, I will add my tagine to it. Okay, so let's get our water boiling and get our eggs boiled and ready to go. So I've just filled my pot with the water that I'm going to boil my eggs in, and to the water I'm going to add a tablespoon of white vinegar. Just about that, and maybe a little more. It's a lot of water in there. 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and just a teaspoon of salt in there. And we're going to bring this to a roaring boil before we put the eggs in. So I'll be back in about 3 minutes or so. Okay, so now that my water is at a roaring boil, I'll gently place my eggs in here. I'm using a spider. Gently place them in here, into the water. And remember, my water has 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to let these go for 10 minutes. I'm going to let these go for 10 minutes. I'm going to talk to my refrigerator right here. Alexa, 10 minutes. Timer.
10 minutes, starting now.
There we go. Technology. So in the meantime, you grab a bowl and you grab some ice from the refrigerator. My bowl doesn't fit in there, but I'll grab some ice from there and place it in my bowl. To be prepared, so that I'm prepared when my eggs. Oh, we get 1 cup. I will probably do enough. Okay, 5 minutes in, our eggs are doing fine. One of the suckers popped on me. He cracked and started to leak, but must have had a hairline fracture, which I didn't notice. So when the hot water got to him, he popped. But hey, you got to cater for all of those. That's why you do extras. But I'll correct that, no problem. He's gonna bulge out for a little bit, and we just kind of shave it off, and we'll go from there. Not a big deal. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, that happens. And in the supermarket, I was looking for hairline fractures because I know these suckers come with hairline fractures. A lot of them come with hairline fractures. So, anyway, let's wait. We got another 5 minutes before they're done. Okay. See you then. And that's my 10 minute mark there. That's my 10-minute alarm. So we just take these guys off. My 10-minute alarm. We take them off and we'll get them into the ice bath. We'll just fill this up with some ice, just some water, and cold. Okay. And then we'll drop those suckers in there. So now I'll just fish these out and shock them so to stop the cooking process. Just shock them in that cold water. Here's a guy with that had the hairline fracture. Okay, we'll see what we'll do with him. We'll just shave that off and smooth him off, and we can still use him. So that's what you do. You do a lot of extra. You do extra eggs if just in case something. In case something like that happens, you can always fix it. Okay, so we let this stay in the ice bath, nice and cold, while we pour our hot water out. So it's been now maybe 5 or 7 minutes. I'll start cracking. I crack them all around. Just to, just make smaller pieces to get off. So, and you can see, look, half of it comes off. Just easily comes off, And I'll just dunk it back into the ice water for a little, just to wash off any extra egg, any shell. So I hit it. I just crack it all over, and that, you see, starts peeling off. It just comes off. It's so easy, and that's because of the vinegar and the salt. The vinegar and the salt. And you got a perfectly boiled egg here. Here's our hairline fracture guy. Let's see how much we can do with him. He's coming off really easy too, so. And that hairline fracture might work in our favor. But we might just slice him. He's right down the center, actually. I just placed the eggs in the deli part of my refrigerator. Alright, so it's going to be there for 30 to 40 minutes before I get back. So here we have our eggs that are that have been chilling for about 30 minutes or so, and we're going to proceed now to slice them in half. This is one of my favorite knives. You can't really see where the yolk is, so you just go down dead center. And there you go. Nice. We just go dead center. And there we are. Dead center. You might get a yolk out on your knife. This is my yolk bowl, so had it right there. eliminate all that yolk. So whatever is stuck on the knife, just slide it on into your yolk bowl, you know. Okay, so now we'll just pop our yolks out into the yolk bowl. Pop our yolks out into the yolk bowl. Okay, so we can pop them out just like this by hand, you know, and then you might see some yolk, the dusting of the yolk left in the white. You can either rinse that off. For fine dining, that's what they will do in a restaurant. They'll just duck this in some water, just for, you know, so that there is no yellow anywhere on the white. So I'll probably just do that, yeah, just to make a good presentation, you know. Pop that out, see on the sides, and maybe some's left inside, and you'll just yeah, see some little dusting is left inside. Okay, cool. So we're done. We got all our yolks in here. I'm just crushing them. Taking a fork and just crushing the yolks. Just make them kind of I just want them to adhere to the rest of the stuff that we're going to be bringing to it, you know. And I'm also going to use a whisk to get my mixture really smooth. So the whisk is going to break it up some more. So to this, we're going to add our mayonnaise. See, we have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise in here. I'm going to put just one. I'm going to put 1 or 1.5. Just put that in there. I'm going to put some of the sour cream. Yeah, because that's just a teaspoon of sour cream, really. And then I'm going to put the relish in here. The greens, I'll just put half of the green onions and half of the whites of the green onion. Okay. I'm going to mix this all up. Mustard, have to have some mustard. You can use a honey Dijon, or this is a spicy brown mustard. You can use a honey Dijon, but I already have a teaspoon of pickles in there. This sweet pickles, so you really don't need you know, too much sweet. I'm just going to do a tablespoon of this of mustard, and my secret seasoning. I'm going to just add half of it. I have a tablespoon there, but I'm going to just add half of it. And then I'm going to start to stir this up to make this paste. Like using the whisk because it makes it really smooth and breaks everything up. I've been whisking for just about a minute and a half. And I did a taste test. It's wonderful. I added the rest of the mayonnaise I had, and I added some tagine. Okay, battery died on me, so I just had to stop for a while, get a new battery. Yeah, as I was saying, the few little the little yellow yolks that are still in there, the dusting yolks, you can rinse them out. You know, just dump them into some cold water in a bowl. But if you're doing this for the house, you don't have to. And you might have some yolk on the outside of the whites. You just get all that off, you know. And the whites hold up very well, so you don't have to worry about that. You know, this is my tester. I'm even rinsing him off. So I'll go ahead and rinse the rest of them. And then we'll start filling. We start filling our deviled eggs. So we just cut off the tip of the piping bag. Make sure our star tip is still in there. So we can do this whilst waiting for the eggs to dry off. And I would place my piping bag in over a glass, a tall glass, over a tall glass like this, right? And I'll take my spatula, I'll fill the bag. Okay. Yeah, you can either put it all in there or cool. You lift your piping bag out, and there you are. And you squeeze down, and you're ready to pipe. Okay? So, I'll be back when we start piping. So here we are, guys, all ready to pipe. And let's see. I'll just make sure that, you know, all the shells, all the whites get some. And then what's left over, I'll just go over again and top them off. Or just make them larger. But I just have to make sure that it's enough for all of them to get some, which I know there is enough, but still, just to be certain. So they all have. So now I'll just go back and pop them up, top them up, top them up. We're all topped off now. Now, there's several things you can do right here. paprika. I have sweet paprika, or I have smoked paprika. I have some smoked paprika also. So you can do some with smoked paprika. You can do some with sweet paprika, which I'm going to start with, just to give it that nice pop. And also, you can do, if you do a Cajun shrimp, or you do a garlic shrimp or something, you can just pop one on top of there. You know, bacon, crispy bacon, you just chop up some bacon, and you can just sprinkle that on there. There's so many varieties, there's so many other things you can do with this. But right now, we're just going to do some paprika, nice and simple, and we'll take it from there. We'll just go from there. Have some smoked paprika here. Give it that nice smoky smoke. Awesome. So here we go, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will try this recipe. It's very simple, and I hope I explained everything the way it should be, and so that you'll understand and you'll get the technical knowledge of how to handle the eggs and everything, and the total technique of deviled eggs. So once again, thank you for watching Chris's Caribbean Delights, and I'll be back with several recipes that you can do just alone in your kitchen, with stuff that you already have in your kitchen. So have a good day. Like, share, and subscribe, and God bless. And there's no reason why a taste test cannot happen. Oh. Awesome. Oh my goodness. So delicious. The perfect bite. Thank you for watching.